Hey Libra, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot and welcome to your love and career tarot reading for May. We are already in May and finally the weather's catching up. I really appreciate you guys joining me. We're going to get messages right away. We're going to start with career. Make sure you stick around to the end. That's when tarot gives you advice. We draw from both decks to unpack advice in love and career. So taking the temperature currently with my Libras, we're only taking cards that volunteer themselves. Definitely like paying attention to your money with Queen of Pentacles and Nine of Wands out. You might be a little bit tired, maybe still very strong standing in your position or your schedule, sticking to it, but feeling a little tired. All right, so what's coming towards Libra in career? What can they be aware of? We've got Two of Cups. This talks about business relationship, a partnership, and we have out the King of Cups along with the Five of Wands. Pretty cool. Okay, so if there has been a disagreement or someone who's been difficult to tolerate lately, maybe because they're feeling emotional, it feels like emotions are heated, and maybe there's somebody that you know exactly what it's like when you work in harmony with them, whether this is a boss or a coworker or a client. Things can be very harmonious, but just lately there's some stirring up emotion, and it's created a little bit, it's created some tension. But what's cool about this is it's just actually saying that you are going to be taking the high road, so to speak. You'll be able to tolerate it. You'll let it pass. Even if you disagree, it's kind of one of those agree to disagree situations, and it's looking really good. But it could be what is contributing to this Nine of Wands of feeling tired, you know, and feeling a little bit, and still sticking by your guns. But so what about that Nine of Wands? Anything we can find out for our Libras? So maybe progress has just been too slow. You're sticking around, you're working hard, but you're kind of like, when am I going to see the rewards here? So all that is playing into maybe this tension, this Five of Wands in reverse. You'll be just fine. It's just, you know, it's like you can handle, it's saying, you know, this might be inner conflict as well, but it's something you can tolerate. So let's get another deck and let's get a little bit of advice. And for some reason, my finger hit this oracle deck and this came out. So I'm just going to read it because that's what we do. Things don't have to make sense. This is the turkey. So this whole oracle card deck is their feathers, and they are all different birds. So strangely, this card caught on my finger, flipped over, and it says, honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as service to the greater good. And it reminds me of that Five of Wands in reverse of like, hold that flight pattern. Like, you know, the rewards will come. This is the deck I wanted for advice. So advice for Libra. I mean, it seems like it's already giving you advice, right? Libra for advice. Seven of Rods. Stick by your guns. If you look up Seven of Rods right now on Google, you'll see a classic picture of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck of this guy on the top of this hill. And he's kind of playing King of the Mountain with all these staffs. He's fighting off these other staffs with his staff. And it's talking about fighting off self-doubt, fighting off other people's doubts. Whatever you might be contending with, you are successfully fighting off any doubts. It's close to the Nine of Wands in the sense of, you know, it's a word that, anything else? Tenacity, that's the word. Knight of Swords, 10 of Swords, and 6 of Rods. So if something is supposed to end, allowing it to end the way it ends, you know, not trying to change it, not trying to turn it into something else. I think that there's just communication that's going to be coming through, and you are, I'm going to get some insight on the Six of Rods. By taking the high road in your maturity, you are going to come out looking strong. I do feel like there is some kind of ending that the cards are talking about, and it might have been in the past, but it was kind of like a hard ending. It could have been with the past job where there is some dysfunction. There were maybe some harsh words and just some indelicate approaches to communicating. So there's for some reason, the cards are talking about this. And for some of you, that's going to be because there's a trigger response. This experience that you're going through at work is triggering an old response, you know, that's connected to this past hard ending. Okay. So that's just some of you guys. Some others of you, it's about taking the high road emotionally, not taking any bait, and knowing that you may be surrounded with some energies that, for reasons having nothing to do with you, are harsh communicating. Like there's harsh communications, you know, and I don't think it's directly at you, but it has something to do with this hard ending, you know, and you're getting your own card out here, Justice. So this is looking really good. This turns out in your favor. And it really does have a feeling for some of you guys of like, let them dig their own grave. You know, they're not going to take you down. They'll make you look good. So it's I know it's an interesting career reading, but there's kind of something going down. And the thing is our careers, we always think, okay, let's keep emotion out of work, but that's just not the case. We spend most of our time at work. So of course, emotions and opinions get heated, but you look really good here, Libra. You're just looking like you are sticking by your guns. You're believing in yourself and your own convictions, and you're tenaciously holding your ground. And yeah. So let's get some insight on love. So I'm going to give this one more shuffle. We're going to start with our original deck with all your Libra energy into it. Okay, temperature and love. What we got going? Knight of Swords, communication. Okay, so we have Knight of Swords upright. We've got the Judgment card upside down. Okay, so we have somebody who is okay. It seems like there's going to be some communication. So communication is really big in the month of May for you guys. And you keep getting a swords, and those can be sometimes impulsive communication. And we've got some kind of blunt, outspoken communications happening in love. And just know that this would be with somebody who avoids self-evaluation, who avoids kind of looking too deep into themselves. And so there's a lack of maturity there. But no mind, there's like this brand new, fresh start, right? There's the Fool card. And even though it gives one overthinking and maybe some anxiety here, we've got this brand new start. Let's get clarity on each one. The Knight of Swords. Clarity on the Knight of Swords, please, for our Libras. Yeah, so somebody's leaving somebody behind. Somebody's leaving, and if not physically, then at least metaphorically. Like they're cutting them out, and it's because they're just not growing, you know? And that's, it's like they're evasive. Rather than look at themselves and look at what they need to work on. Clarity on the Judgment card in reverse, please. And you can't do that. You can't deal with that. You can't change them. You know, they have to change themselves. You're immediately going to get healing. So we've got the Six of Swords in conjunction, in collaboration with the Judgment card in reverse. So the Judgment card, when it's in reverse, is all about like lack of remorse, lack of self-evaluation and introspection, and they're not doing the work. And then all of a sudden we've got the Six of Swords. So the only way to go through healing, it looks like, what's the Fool card? There's going to be immediate healing. We have the Page of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So this Fool is connected to a brand new start, a brand new journey. And there's a sense of beginners, a beginner experience happening here. It could be in love. It could be, Page of Cups is a really romantic card, and it reminds us that magic is exactly where you don't expect it sometimes. It's playful, it's lighthearted, and you might be kind of juggling some responsibilities. You might have some choices to make, but don't let that carry you off into indecision world. Just enjoy that freshness. The Nine of Swords. Why do we have the Nine of Swords? We've got the King of Pentacles. So this is having a little stress over this male, female, or somebody in between. The King of Pentacles can be sometimes definitely an earth sign, but if not an earth sign directly, then they have attributes of an earth sign, which is they can be sometimes too stubborn, too unmoving, too safe, and whatever it is, newness is always a little scary. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. They might be trying to come back into your world. And here's the thing is, unless they're doing the work and if they're still spiritually stuck with the Judgment card upside down, there's nothing you can do to do that work for them. They have to do it, and they need to catch up to you. So in the meantime, it looks like you're going to be starting on this whole new journey. And yeah, they're going to want to join, but it's kind of like, it's going to devour you if you try to heal for them. If you try to, heal them to heal you. You can't heal them so that they heal you. We've got the Knight of Wands. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like they might be trying to come back into the picture passionately, maybe saying, I've changed, but and that might be causing a little bit of stress. But let's get some advice from Tarot. So advice for love for our Libras. Love for our Libras advice. What do you have for us? We have Hanged Man. Give yourself time. Take a breath of air. Allow yourself to gain some perspective and go slow. Allow things, be strategic, go slow. Remember why you cut them out. We have got this Queen of Swords coming back up. Now, let me tell you about the Queen of Swords came back earlier in your reading. These two cards came out. So the Queen of Swords, along with the Eight of Cups, that means cutting somebody out, leaving them, moving forward, taking a risk for greener pastures, because what's going on here is not feeding you, and finally just coming around to that. So it's saying, hey, things might be going slower than, as far as progress, things might be going slower than you would like. Take a deep breath. Consider this, that you've already made progress with a Hanged Man energy. This is perspective at the cost of a sacrifice. So oftentimes that can be time is the sacrifice. Sometimes it's something else, but this is Piscean ruled, and it's symbolized with a man upside down looking out, because it's symbolizing changing one's perspective. And that takes time, and it can't be rushed. Just remember why you cut this out. Whether it was a person or a behavioral pattern, looks like a person, looks like both. Anything else from Tarot? Advice for my Libras in love. Advice. Yeah. Nine of Rods. So the exhaustion, you're coming to an end of the exhaustion. Tenacity is not always useful, right? In your job, it's going to be useful. In your love life, tenacity as far as sticking with somebody who's toxic, who's making you feel hopeless, that's not going to be serving you. But put that tenacity towards yourself, allowing yourself to breathe deep, be slow, move strategically. That's going to be really helpful. And it's going to be helpful to remember her, the Queen of Swords. She can be harsh with her words, but she knows and understands her own boundaries. And she states where her line is, and that's what's happened. So to all the Libras that I'm speaking to, I adore you. I'm sending you off with love, and take good care of yourselves.